Hello student, good morning. This is Latif sir. Before starts today's topic, I want to say you something that I think you have seen the reduced chemistry syllabus for 2021 exam board exam. If you have not seen, then check the council website and download the reduced syllabus of all subject and see properly the reduced syllabus of all subject. I'm saying because many topics in a chapter are excluded from the uh, board exam of 2021, and you have to prepare from now according to the reduced syllabus. Okay, so let's start today's topic. Today I'll discuss about Bohr's atomic model or Bohr's model of atom. Scientist Niels Bohr in 1913 proposed a new model of atom on the basis of Planck quantum theory. And the main postulate or main points of Bohr's atomic model or Bohr model of atom are as follows. First point of Bohr atomic model or Bohr atomic theory is, in an atom, the electrons revolved around the nucleus in certain definite circular path which are called orbit or cell. In an atom, the electrons revolve around the nucleus in certain definite circular paths which are called orbits or cell, and each orbit is associated with a definite energy. Orbit is associated with definite energy, and therefore these are known as energy level or energy cell, and these are numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, or uh, these cells are represented by using uh, the letters K, L, M, N, like this. That is K cell, M cell, or K orbit, L orbit, M orbit. Okay. And next point of Bohr, Bohr's uh, atomic theory or atomic model, only those energy orbits are permitted for the electrons in which angular momentum of the electron is a whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, where h is the Planck constant. The third point is the most important point of Bohr's atomic model, that is, only those energy levels or only those energy orbits are permitted for the for the electrons in which angular momentum of electron is a whole number multiple of h by 2 pi. So for the allowed or permitted orbit, according to the Bohr's atomic model, the angular momentum of electron, that is mvr, must be multiple whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, that is mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, where n is the multiple whole number multiple, n is the integer. Huh. So mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, and allowed or permitted orbits are those orbit which has permitted orbits or permitted cell are those cell in which the angular momentum of electron is integral multiple whole number multiple of h by 2 pi, where m is the mass of electron, v is the velocity of electron, revolving electron, r is the radius of orbit, and h Planck constant, and n is the integer. that is n is the cell number, or sometime it is also called principal quantum number. And value of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. And these allowed orbit or permitted orbits are numbered as 1, 2, 1, first cell, second cell, third cell, or first orbit, second orbit, or K cell, L cell, M cell, N cell, like this. Next point of Bohr's atomic model is, as long as electron is present in a particular orbit, it neither absorbs nor loses energy, and its energy therefore remain constant until when an electron revolving in a particular orbit, it neither absorbs nor loses energy, and its energy therefore remain constant. And the last point of Bohr's atomic model is, when energy is supplied to an electron, it absorbs energy only in fixed amount as quanta and jump to higher energy state. That is, when an electron revolving in a particular orbit, it neither absorb nor loses energy, but when you supply energy to an electron, it absorb energy only in a fixed amount and jumps to higher energy state or higher energy level away from the nucleus, which is known as excited state. And the excited state is unstable, and the electron may jump back to the lower energy state, and in doing so, it emits the same amount of energy. That is, the amount of energy absorbed will be supplied from the external source in terms of light. And when you supply the energy to an electron, it absorbs the energy only in a fixed amount and it jumps to higher energy state, which is called excited state. And again, the electron may jump back to the lower energy state, and when the electron jump to the lower energy state, it emits same amount of energy, and the energy gap between two cell or two orbit is given by delta is equal to E2 minus E1, where E2 is the energy of second cell minus E1 means energy of first cell. Now, achievement of Bohr's theory. Bohr's theory, that these are achievement or merits of Bohr's theory. So, first achievement, Bohr's theory has explained the stability of atom. But according to Rutherford's atomic model, he cannot explain the he could not explain the stability of an atom. But scientist Niels Bohr, according to the theory of Niels Bohr, he according to his atomic model, atoms are stable. Okay, that is, Bohr's theory has explained the stability of atom. And next achievement is, using Bohr's theory, you can calculate the energy of an electron, velocity of an electron, and the radius of a stationary orbit or permitted orbit or allowed orbit in hydrogen atom or hydrogen like one electron system. So first, calculation of energy of an electron in an orbit. The mathematical expression for the energy of an electron in the nth orbit, if an electron is present in nth orbit of an atom, then the energy expression, you have to just memorize the expression of energy, expression of velocity, expression of radius. But derivation is not required because derivation is excluded from syllabus. So the energy expression of an electron present in nth cell of an atom, energy expression is En is equal to minus 2 pi square m e z square e to the power 4 divided by n square h square, where me is the mass of electron, z is the atomic number of the element, and e is the charge of electron, n is the number of cell, and h is Planck constant. So the energy expression is En is equal to minus 2 pi square m e z square e to the power 4 divided by n square h square. And now you know that mass of electron, that is me, and charge of electron, that is E, and Planck constant, all these are constant, and inserting the value of this constant we obtain the value of energy. En is equal to minus 2.178 into 10 to the power minus 18 z square divided by n square in joule per atom unit. In joule per atom unit, the energy of an electron in n cell is minus 2.178 into 10 to the power minus 18 into z square and n divided by n square. You have to remember that z and n are not constant. That's why I am writing the z square and n square. But all the others uh, others uh, uh, others value are not constant, that is mass of electrons, charge of all the other properties like mass of electrons, charge of electron, and Planck constant, these are constant, but atomic number of an element and number of cell, that is n, z and n, are not constant. So inserting the value of constant, we obtain En is equal to minus 2.178 into 10 to the minus 18 into z square divided by n square in joule per atom unit. But in kilojoule per mole, the energy expression becomes En is equal to minus 1312 z square by n square in kilojoule per mole unit. And now for hydrogen atom, you have to put the value of Z is equal to 1 because atomic number of hydrogen is 1. So put the value of Z is 1. So energy of an electron in the nth orbit of hydrogen atom, the energy is equal to minus 2.178 into 10 to the power minus 18 divided by n square in joule per atom. But in kilojoule per mole, the energy expression for hydrogen for an electron of hydrogen atom, En is equal to minus 1312 divided by n square in kilojoule per mole for hydrogen atom. Now next, calculation of radius of orbit. The mathematical expression for the radius of nth orbit is Rn is equal to n square h square divided by 4 pi square me z square. I have told that h, me and e are constant. 4 pi also constant. So inserting the values of constant, we obtain the radius Rn is equal to n square divided by z into 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 meter. Now for hydrogen, put the value 1 for z. Okay, that is z is equal to 1. Substituting z is equal to 1 for the hydrogen atom, we get the radius of nth orbit of hydrogen atom RNH, which is known as radius of nth orbit of hydrogen atom, which is represented as RNH, is equal to n square into 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 meter. Okay, for hydrogen you have to put the value of Z is equal to 1. And the radius of first orbit, which is also called first Bohr orbit or first Bohr radius, the radius of first orbit, that is the radius, and the first Bohr radius in the hydrogen atom is 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11. For first orbit, put the value n is equal to 1 for hydrogen atom. So when by inserting the value of value n is equal to 1, we obtain RNH, that is radius of nth orbit, of hydrogen atom, which is equal to n square into 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 meter. And now put the value of value n is equal to 1 to get the radius of first orbit of hydrogen atom, which is the first Bohr radius. And the first Bohr radius of hydrogen atom is equal to 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 meter, or you can also write the value in picometer, that is 0.529 picometer, or in meters it is the value of first Bohr orbit, or first the value of radius of first Bohr orbit is 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 meter. And this value 5.2921 into 10 to the minus 11 is represented by A0. So you can write RNH is equal to n square into A0. Now calculation of velocity of an electron. The mathematical expression for the velocity of an electron in the nth orbit is Vn is equal to 2 pi z square by nh. Vn is equal to 2 pi z square by nh, where E, that is charge of electron, and H Planck constant, 2 pi, these are all constant. So inserting the values of constant 2 pi, E and N and H, we obtain Vn, that is velocity of electron in nth orbit. Vn is equal to Z divided by N into 2.18769 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. Vn is equal to Z by N into 10 to the Z by N into 2.18769 into 10 to the power 6 meter per second. You have to remember all the expressions: energy expression, radius expression of radius, and velocity. Okay, because by using this expression or equations, you have to do some small numericals problem. And the third achievement of Bohr's atomic model, now one point I have left, that for hydrogen atom you have to put the value of Z is equal to 1. So for hydrogen atom, the velocity of an electron in nth orbit of an hydrogen atom, it becomes Vnh is equal to 2.18769 into 10 to the 6 divided by n meter per second. And for hydrogen atom we have to put Z is equal to 1. And next achievement of Bohr's atomic model is Bohr's theory has explained the atomic spectrum of hydrogen atom. Okay, these are the achievement or merits of Bohr's atomic model. But there are some demerits or limitation of Bohr's atomic model, and the limitations are the theory could not explain the atomic spectra of atoms containing more than one electron or multi-electron atom. That is, Bohr's atomic theory is not valid for multi-electron electronic system. It is valid for only one electronic system like H hydrogen atom, like Li plus Li 2 plus ion, like He plus ion. Okay, Li2 plus ion, He plus ion, a hydrogen atom, all these are one electron system, and for this one electron system Bohr's law is valid. But for multi-electron system, that is atoms containing more than electrons, Bohr's theory could not explain their atomic spectra. That is, in these cases, when the system or atoms contain more than one electrons, you can't use Bohr's atomic model to explain the spectra of the atom. Next limitation, Bohr's theory failed to explain the finer structure of the spectral line. Bohr's theory failed to explain the fine structure of the spectral line. And next, the limitation of Bohr's atomic theory, Bohr's theory could not offer any satisfactory explanation of Zeeman effect and star effect. What are Zeeman effect and star effect? Zeeman effect means splitting of spectral line into a finer spectral line, into fine structure. The splitting of spectra of each spectral line into fine structure of the spectral lines in presence of magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. But in case of electric field, the splitting of each spectral line into finer spectral line is called Stark effect. And Bohr's theory could not offer any satisfactory explanation of Zeeman effect and Stark effect. And next demerits or limitation of Bohr's atomic theory is Bohr's theory failed to explain the ability of atoms to form molecules formed by chemical bonds. And the last demerits or limitation of Bohr's atomic model is it was not in accordance with the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Next day I will discuss about Heisenberg uncertainty principle and de Broglie equations. Okay, thank you.